Well, hey everyone, this is Dr. Shelley Plumb, and I'd like to welcome you all back to From the Hip. Today we are going to take a journey down the nutrition path. We are going to talk about nutrition and really how specifically it pertains to diseases that, a lot of humans are inflicted by. I mean, I, for one, have relatives and friends and even myself that have gone through some trials with regards to my health. And what has astounded me is that some of those diseases, well, all of them that I have been encountering, have some sort of tie to nutrition. So today, PlumbTalk has ventured out and we have found someone who is very unique and has a very unique product. We have Scott Joseph with us. Now, Scott is the founder of a company called Chimp Food. Now, chimpanzees, yes, I'm talking about the monkeys. They have a very similar DNA and body structure to ours, and they eat raw food, they eat natural food, and they, interestingly, do not have the diseases that a lot of humans are afflicted by. So in a moment, we will be back with Scott Joseph and we will talk more about Chimp Food. Welcome to PlumbTalk Productions, a full-service production company based in West Palm Beach, Florida. Business owners know that every second of the day is a unique opportunity to reach out to an audience and make an impact. PlumbTalk Productions is a full-service production company dedicated to helping you find your voice in an efficient, competent, and creative manner through video. What do? The sky is the limit, really. We are pleased to offer many services from on-location shoots to promotional video and customized Facebook Live video. If you can dream it, we can stream it. That's what we say, and that is the truth. Call us at 561-855-0764. Don't wait. Now is the time for video. We are dedicated to helping you make every moment count. Well, hey everyone, we are back and I'm here with Scott Joseph with Chimp Food. How are you, Scott?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thanks for having me.
You know what, I was looking at your website and I have to know, I was reading about your story and why you started Chimp Food. Tell us about you. Why did you start this company?
Well, unfortunately, I gained a lot of weight several years ago, and I did what everyone did and tried all the different diets: the Mediterranean diet, the South Beach diet, the Atkins diet, high protein, low protein. And I tried all those diets and none of them were working. And as I was going through the diets, they were kind of yin and yang in my body and me all over the place.
Right, sure.
And I just kind of realized one day, how can this guy be right, tell me high protein, and this guy be right, tell me low protein, and the high sugar and no sugar? And it didn't make sense that there were so many different variables in the diet. And so I started searching of what is the perfect diet, what is really right for me to eat.
Right, yes.
And just on a whim one day, I saw hundreds of birds on the power line on electrical, right? We've all seen that before.
Yeah, definitely.
So what happened to me is I said, look at all those birds. Not one of them is overweight. Not one of them has a disease or illness. Every single one of them are beautiful birds. And of course, then the Harley Davidson comes by. They all take off. I said, look at that. Every one of those birds just took off perfectly.
Right.
But us humans, well, it's a completely different story. So I instantly kind of said, well, I'm going to eat like a bird. And thankfully, I had a witty friend with me, and he said, well, you're not a bird. And I said, well, I'm going to go eat rabbit food. And he says, well, you're not a rabbit.
You're not a rabbit, right, exactly.
And I said, wow.
Your body chemistry is different.
Completely different. In fourth grade, we all learned our closest living relative was a chimpanzee.
That's true.
So I went straight home and I dug right into those Jane Goodall books. And boy, I got a good lesson on diet and nutrition.
That's interesting. I'll share with you a story. On Mother's Day, do you know where I went for Mother's Day?
No.
No, okay. I went to Monkey Jungle. That's where I chose for my family to take me. And I will tell you what, it was mesmerizing. But we got to, they have an enclosure, a show with a gorilla that they had rescued. And it was incredible as they were telling us, educating us on the nutrition of the gorilla and the mannerisms, how similar it was to us. So what do chimpanzees eat?
Well, let's say this first of all, we are 98.6% genetically like a chimpanzee. We are closer to a chimp than a chimp is to an orangutan or a gorilla.
Okay, really?
We are actually closer to a chimp than a horse and a zebra. So we're really, really close. And if you take the sense of smell out of the equation, because chimpanzees have an incredible sense of smell.
Right.
That's half of our difference. So that means we're actually 99.4% like a chimpanzee. More importantly, our digestive system is exactly like a chimp. Our stomach, our liver, our kidneys, our pancreas, our gallbladder, our intestines,
Right.
our enzymes and our acids are really dead on like a chimp. And even more importantly, our immune system is just like a chimpanzee. And however, they never get sick. They don't get heart attacks or strokes or cancers or diabetes or Alzheimer's or Parkinson's, headaches, colds, flus, acne, asthma, arthritis, cataracts,
The list goes
glaucoma.
on, doesn't
We
it?
could go
Yeah.
on and on.
Right.
So I found out that they eat a majority of fruit. We are frutivores. We are made to climb trees and eat fruit, and we love the taste of fruit and the smell of fruit. And chimpanzees eat about 60 to 70% of their diet is fruit.
You know, one interesting thing that we were talking before the show here, and we were talking about fruit and how a chimpanzee is not going to climb a tree and you know, peel a banana, for example. Your products are interesting and very unique in that they what? They leave the peels on.
Yeah, of course. We all know the best part of a baked potato is the skin.
Yes.
So the same theory goes across the board. The best part of an apple is that red outside. Because it's so dark and red on the outside, it has more nutrients, more antioxidants. So the same goes with a banana, where the healthiest part of a banana is the peel. The healthiest part of a pineapple would be the husk, and the mango is the skin, and we could go on and on.
Right.
But the best part is that really deep, dark, rich colors. And of course, the best fruits would be berries, strawberries, blueberries, blackberries, raspberries, because they're dark and rich in color all the way through.
Oh, that's
It's
great.
not just the skin, they're all the way through. And of course, you would never see an animal peel a banana. You would never see an animal cut the husk off a pineapple. You would never see an animal eat only the pink part of a watermelon. They eat the entire fruit, and that's a great lesson that we all can learn from animals.
That's very true. So I think we've identified the problem. I mean, with our diets, there is definitely, and I don't think anybody will dispute that there is a connection between some of the diseases that we have and also our nutrition. How does your product take that problem and address it?
Well, virtually every single one of our illness and diseases. Remember, we're going to let's take infections out of the picture.
Okay,
If you get
sure.
infected by a mosquito, get infected by a bee sting, or infected, AIDS, unfortunately, is an infection.
Yes.
Sometimes colds and flus are a virus that we would catch. But almost all of our illnesses and diseases, especially our chronic illness and diseases, they are all diet-related diseases.
Right.
So if they're diet related, that means we're not eating the right diet. If you eat the right diet, then you wipe away diet related illness and diseases. And of course, our top killers now are heart attacks, cancers, strokes, diabetes, and Alzheimer's. Those are all 100% directly related to our diet. So if we eat the right diet, I bet we could solve virtually all of our health issues.
So your products, are they, for viewers out there that may not be familiar with Chimp Food, are they bars? Is it a juice? What is it exactly?
Yeah, so we have two different products, and of
Right.
course we don't want to use the word juice because no animals on earth juice, and juicing is just selling you the sugary water
That's true.
while you throw the best part in the
Yes.
garbage. So I call it a food drink. So ours is a 16-ounce food drink.
Okay.
Whereas instead of taking an apple and squishing out the apple juice, we put the whole apple. Let's just imagine a blender.
Okay.
We throw the whole banana in there with the peel, the whole orange in there with the peel, the pulp, and the seeds. The apple goes in there with
All the good
whole,
stuff
all the
goes in
good
there.
stuff,
Right,
yeah,
yeah.
with the seeds and the stem. The whole pineapple goes in there with the husk, the watermelon with the rind, the mango with the skin, and it's all grounded up, blended up, and it creates a food drink. You are literally drinking your food. It's just 100% real, raw, whole food that you drink. And it's based upon a chimpanzee's diet of what I alluded to earlier, 70% fruit, about 20% green leafy vegetables, more like leaves, more like salads. Chimps eat a lot of leaves.
Right.
And about 5 to 10% nuts.
That's great. That's great. So we actually have a treat for you. We have some guests who have submitted questions for you.
Oh, great.
Are you up
Okay.
to some questions?
I sure am.
Okay, so your first question. You ready?
Okay, yes.
How is your body chemistry the same as a chimpanzee? So let's talk about that. Our body chemistries are very similar, as you were saying, to a chimpanzee. Let's talk about similarities first. The digestive system is similar.
Very, very similar. I mean, it's dead on it.
Okay. Is there any differences between us and chimpanzees, say with immune system?
No, and virtually we have the same. We have every single bone we share together, every single chemical we share together, every lobe in our brain we share together. We are virtually as close as you can get. Again, we are closer to a chimpanzee than a horse is to a zebra. So I just can't imagine, how anyone would. There might be subtle differences, but they're so small. Let's go back to diet. If I change my diet 1% or 2%, would it really make a difference? Not really.
Right.
So if us and chimps are 1 or 2% difference, would it really make a difference? No, not really.
No, not in
right.
Not in preventing the diseases
right.
that we were
right.
talking
We're
about.
1% difference genetically.
Right.
But other than that, we're so close, it's really immaterial at this point.
Okay. All right. Well, that's great. Another question I have for you,
Okay.
or our viewers have for you. This one is actually from Michelle in Illinois. She says, and she got this off of your website, what is a sustainable food supply system? And do your products have corn syrup and GMOs and preservatives? What are your comments on that?
Okay, so let's go with the corn syrup and the GMOs and preservatives.
Yes.
It's no, no, and no.
No, no, no. I like
No.
that. Okay.
Our ingredient label is just a whole bunch of fruits, some berries, some vegetables, some nuts, some seeds, and that is it. We have to add a little bit of water in there because it's a little bit too thick to drink, and that is it. So we don't throw anything in there that a chimpanzee might not naturally eat.
Right.
It's all real, raw, whole food. So it's really great. So now get to the other part of the question, the sustainable food system.
Yes.
So to me, it's like when we have cows, let's say, and we eat cows, we grow the cow and then we kind of kill the cow and then the cow is kind of done and it's all done. Where the great news is with an orange tree or an apple tree, those trees year after year after year can continue to produce. And so I think that is what is really, really great about the difference of fruits and vegetables, is that we're not starting all over every single year, that those trees are right there and all we have to do is give them a little bit of water and we have, food, continuous supply of food.
That's great. That's great. Another question, this kind of leads into the third question from one of our viewers. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay. It actually hits home for me because I am a mommy of 3.
Okay.
And we're on the go all the time.
Yes.
Okay. We're in the car to BMX. We're going to all kinds of sports. So the next question is from Dana in Washington State. She says, we are a family on the go. Can your product withstand a hot car in the middle of the day, and will I need to bring a cooler?
Well, that's great, because actually in my car right now I have a cooler. So every single day I prepare my food for the day, which is about 4 of these 16-ounce food drinks.
Okay.
So I'm about 6 foot tall, 180 pounds, and 4 of those drinks hold me all day long. So in the morning before I leave my house, I prepare those 4 drinks. They go into a cooler with a lot of ice. We live down here in subtropical region of Florida.
Yes.
It's hot, but the ice and the drinks hold fine. And better yet, I actually can bring that into my office and sit it next to my desk. But a lot of times I prefer to keep it in my car, so I'm walking whenever I'm hungry, I have to walk outside, get a little exercise, move my bones,
right.
and I can and have some. So absolutely, they can withstand on ice in a cooler.
Well, that's good. I'm going to have to get me some of that for sure.
We all should
Sure.
travel. We all should leave every day with a little igloo with some ice with our food for the day.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
agree
for
with
sure.
that.
Prepare our food and let's make it at home. We know what it is. And that way, anytime we're hungry, what we need, it's right there.
Yeah, I'm curious. You have been on the Chimp Food diet for how long now?
Oh gosh, probably 4 or 5 years.
4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we talked in the beginning of this interview about your story and how Chimp Food started and how the Chimp Food diet started. So let's conclude it. I mean, how are you now? Tell us your process through, where you started, that you started the diet, and then where you are now. Let's talk about
okay.
that.
So it's funny you mentioned the Chimp diet, which is actually, I wrote a book,
Yes.
my first book ever.
Great.
So I wrote a book, it's called The Chimp Diet, What Your Body Was Designed to Eat. So 5 years ago, I could say I was about 100 pounds more than I am today. My back was hurting, my knees were hurting. and my eyesight started going bad. I am over 50, and they say, oh, your eyesight. And it started going bad, and a couple other things. I just wasn't feeling, my energy was poop. And so as I started the first day, the second day, the third day, I mean, it happened, excuse me. Should I start over?
Yeah, we'll go ahead and just stop for a second. You want water?
No, I'm okay now.
Okay.
I think it's just the continually
Okay.
talking is
All
what's
right,
doing
so,
it.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so let's.
So, okay. So my energy was kind of poop.
Okay.
So then, every day that I started eating better and better, when I started eating like a chimp of the fruits and the salads and the nuts, every day I started feeling better. My eyesight was getting better, my hearing was getting better, my weight was dropping day by day, and just my energy started going through the roof. So from there to here, I've lost 100 pounds, and I think one of the biggest things, I see very vivid now, I hear very vivid, I feel very vivid, I'm a passionate person now, I feel just great, my energy is just through the roof. I've regained my manhood, almost like an 18-year-old boy now. So I can tell you, and from head to toe, I am working, full speed. I am on fire.
That is awesome.
So I think I think we all could feel way better by just simply eating the right foods so our bodies work correctly. And when our bodies work correctly, it's amazing how good we can feel.
It is, and you know what's hitting home, and it really, you're talking and the light is going on right now, because the last couple of years I have made a concerted effort in my own diet to get more towards raw vegetables, the fruits, the vegetables, and we were talking about, putting, the peels into the blender, that type of thing. I've been doing that, and I go to the optometrist every year, and do you know my eyesight has actually improved?
Yes.
Do you think that's there's
no
coincidence,
it's
right?
no coincidence. Everything will
Yes.
improve.
Mm-hmm.
Every day that you get closer and closer to the chimp diet,
Right.
you will improve. Once you hit the chimp diet, that's I think about the best as you can get. No one can ever, you can't really get any further past that.
Yes.
But of course, you're just going to feel better and better. And I'll give you just a little pointer. Chimps generally eat only fruit during the day. The minute they wake up, they start eating fruit till around 12 noon, 12 or 1. And that's it, only fruit, because of course they're high in sugar. We need all that energy, we need all that to get us through the day. And then they usually take a little nap for about 2 hours. And what's interesting about that, when they wake up...
Are you telling me to take a nap?
If you
during the
could,
day?
if you could, it'd be great. Well, our dogs and cats,
Yes.
you can see that animals actually take
Yes.
naps a lot. They sleep a lot. Only humans are, we're wired all day long and then sleep for a period. Naps are very good for us.
Yes.
But the interesting thing of that 2-hour nap is it gives our bodies that 2 hours to digest all the fruit. So we're almost cleaned out
Yes.
after that. And then chimps generally, the second half of the day, only eat leaves, which we would associate with salads.
Yes.
They only eat salads, which is great because then they're not getting jacked up on the sugars because they want to sleep around 6 o'clock at night when the sun goes down.
Right.
So they lay off the sugars, they start preparing almost for nighttime. Leaves, of course, salads have more protein than beef or chicken or pork or eggs or fish. So it's loaded with protein, which will sustain you throughout the night. So it's actually, and then of course fruits and veggies are very, very different, so they're great to be separated because the enzymes and acids to digest the fruits are very different enzymes and acids that break down the vegetables. So it's always great to keep those two separated. Focus on fruits in the morning and then focus on salads in the afternoon.
That's interesting.
And
I didn't know that.
And if you notice, I'm saying salads, I'm not really saying vegetables, because there's not a lot. If you and I went walking on the
Yes.
Appalachian Trail,
Right.
we would see millions of leaves, but we would not see a lot of broccoli, cauliflower, zucchini, squash, pumpkin. We wouldn't see a lot of cucumbers around. So vegetables is really a little bit of a misnomer. We're made to eat leaves or salads, not necessarily vegetables. Plus, you're probably going to eat the salads raw, but the vegetables, you're probably going to want to cook them and maybe put some kind of a sauce on them, which tells you we're not so keen on vegetables, but we are on leaves or salads.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great. Well, Scott, we're going to take this opportunity. We are going to take a break, and in back, we will get some parting comments from you.
Great, thank you.
Welcome to PlumbTalk Productions, a full-service production company based in West Palm Beach, Florida. Business owners know that every second of the day is a unique opportunity to reach out to an audience and make an impact. PlumbTalk Productions is a full-service production company dedicated to helping you find your voice in an efficient, competent, and creative manner through video. What do? The sky is the limit, really. We are pleased to offer many services, from on-location shoots to promotional video and customized Facebook Live video. If you can dream it, we can stream it. That's what we say, and that is the truth. Call us at 561-855-0764. Don't wait. Now is the time for video. We are dedicated to helping you make every moment count. Oh my goodness, the information that we are getting today is just amazing. And I'll tell you, one thing is ringing true, isn't it? I mean, back to the basics. Eating what we're supposed to be eating. Is that right?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, we all know that squirrels only eat nuts.
Yes.
Right? We know that lions only eat antelope.
Right.
You know, we know that animals all have a specific diet for their body, for their species.
Yes.
And so humans are the same way. And ours is just fruits, salads, and nuts. And to me, that is what promotes health. That is what will create a body that is made to defend from illnesses and really protect us against all other things that we can't really help us with. And one way of saying is everything else in a way is, let's use the word poison. If you look up the definition of poison, poison causes harm to a living being and possibly sometimes could even create death.
That's true.
Well, in a way, meat, dairy, grains, legumes, starchy roots underground, coffee, juices, those kind of things would then be considered poison. So I think if we focus on what is good and brings health, fruits, salads, and nuts, and what promotes bad, which would be poisons, we have to really get back to the basics and focus on what our bodies were designed to eat. And realize that every animal, what would happen if you had a horse that only eats green grass and you started feeding it Greek yogurt? Would it be better or worse? No.
Wow.
What if you had a horse that's only designed to eat green grass and you feed it oatmeal? That would not be good. You know, what if you have a horse that's only designed to eat grass and then you feed it protein shakes? No, our bodies are designed for a certain diet. Back to the basics.
Back to the basics. I love that. So
Yeah.
for our viewers that are out there and they're intrigued by this interview and they want to know more about you, Scott Joseph, they want to know more about the Chimp Food diet, or even read your book, where would you point them?
Yeah, the easiest thing is just our website, chimpfood.com.
Okay.
I'm easily found on Facebook, Scott Joseph. A lot of chimp stuff all over it, and healthy eating tips every day I'm putting out there. But the website, chimpfood.com, is loaded with information, and you can email us or call us very easily.
Well, perfect.
Yeah.
Well, we want to thank you for joining us today. This
Thanks
has
for
really
having
been
me.
very enlightening, and I can't wait. He brought some bars in for us to try. I can't wait to try them.
Oh, good.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No problem at
All
all.
right.
So for all of you viewers out there, this is Dr. Shelley Plumb. This has been another segment of From the Hip. Until next time, we'll catch you later.